Alright, after we're done setting up the email addresses, for the fun of it, I have made this little report right here that you're looking at. It's just a summary report that filters on the business unit. The table is the analysis code table under static data. So you go over to here, go here, static table data, okay, common analysis codes, and there, okay. Oops, we'll redo it for you now. The analysis dimension is function, okay. Hope I can get this right. And then, so here is the analysis code and name for each of my functions. And then here's the standard text. You see what I've done here? Under analysis code, there's a heading called standard text. All right. And we could put out the description and paragraph 1. And you'll see that we have a nice tidy list of all of the email managers and the email addresses for each of my functions. So I could do this both with my functions in version 5, which would include allocated funds and departments, and in version 6 it would include departments under the function analysis dimension and allocated under the resource dimension. Okay, so if that little bit confused you, don't have to worry about it unless you're version 6. But basically I have ability now to tag my functions with the name of the person responsible for them and that person's email address. Okay, just that was the results of going through and hooking the standard text onto every one of my analysis codes. Okay, so I could have done it just as easily with my my WHO analysis codes if I want to do a a travel expense report, and so forth. Okay. All right. And so now the next step in my little demo here is I prepared this report right here that is a departmental report. My analysis code, breakout code is up here in F2. It's just simply this. I've done a video on this. It's called the case project. Early on in the Q&A videos, I just grabbed it for this case, and so basically it is a report that takes all of my departmental expenses, okay, and it has output them for the to each of the departments. And so my goal here is to send this to each of my departments. All right, and so the point here is not so much about this report, is the fact that this is a report that I have broken out by the analysis code. Okay, so this could be departments, it could be my allocated functions, or it could be my WHO, any report that I've broken out by analysis codes. So you could see the logic now, the linkage. I have analysis codes over here for the breakout code, and over on this work I did just showed you, sorry, I have the analysis name, okay, the name here, executive secretary, now linked electronically to the director and the email address for the director. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this report. Okay, this is just a sample report. Any report that has been broken out by analysis codes, okay, and I'm going to take it and send it out to Excel, output it to Excel, as you well know how to do, and we'll put it out to Excel, and we'll come back and show you how to automatically email those out. I'm going to give it a second for it to go out, and you've done this a million times, but just on the outside case that you don't remember, just a normal exporting to Excel works just fine, and we don't need all of them out. So let's just put out, remember these things over here are showing the sheets we want to export. We don't want to export the summary sheet, that's meaningless. We want to export each of these individual sheets, and so just stick with me and you'll see what's happening. Okay, we've now had, with our little pause, had our worksheet exported into Excel. And to make sure that you follow what we're doing here is that we have exported any worksheet that has the sheets named according to the analysis code itself or analysis code description. Now this process would work equally well with exporting of accounts, and so we could have account codes here or we could have account descriptions here. Okay, when you export it into Excel, we're now going to use another piece of software to automatically send these sheets. Now this, and what we mean is no problem, of course, to send the whole report to all of the departments. That doesn't need any sort of presentation from me. But what this software is going to do is take just one sheet of the report and email it to the account, to the email account associated with that sheet. So it's going to break this up into 20 or 30 different emails with one sheet going to just its email address associated with it. So to do that, we're using another software, and for some strange reason, when you export it from Excel, I wanted to show this as carefully as I could. When you export it from Excel, the other software, it's an add-in, fails to show up here. So what you have to do is, once you export it to Excel, is to save it, okay, and reopen Excel. Okay, you reopen Excel, your add-in now will appear, and for some reason there's that little quirky behavior. Okay, so you export it from Q&A into a save file, open Excel having your add-in showing, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. You have the add-in showing, and you open the exported file that came from Q&A. Now this leads us to the two big warnings that you have to be aware of, and I don't have any workaround on these warnings. And the first is that we're going to take every sheet, okay, that has been exported, and this has been the name of the breakout code back when we did the Q&A export. Okay, let me show you. When we do the Q&A export, if I can get it open for you, we did the breakout, okay, and so this was the breakout code, and we made this breakout code look tidy to associate with the name that is going to appear on our report. The downside with that is that whatever we have over here becomes the tab name in Excel, and the tab name in Excel is going to control who it gets emailed to. So you've got to have unique items over here when you do the breakout, if everything works just perfectly well. Unfortunately, then the most perfect way to get a unique name over here is not to output the analysis code description like we've done here, but to output the breakout by the analysis code. That way they're absolutely unique. The difficulty with that is then your analysis code is what shows up right here, which is not what we want. So if we want, and I think it's a good want, if we sort of insist to have the analysis code description here as our breakout code, it will be here as the name of our sheet. If it's the name of our sheet, there we're in danger of having a duplication when we go over to do the emailing. The emailing is going to go out based on the whatever the sheet name was. I think you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, and so that I know was a weak explanation of the problem that you have, but in any case, just keep in mind that whatever is the name of the sheet here is what is going to control the automatic emailing done by this program. The second part of this program is that the second problem with this automatic emailing is that we have to use this program. This program is an add-in program made by what I'm sure is a very reputable fella in Holland. And he is an expert consultant in using Excel and writing Visual Basic programs for Excel. He's not an Adventist. He's not anyone we know. We've just tracked down this program on the internet. Well, that leads a problem of security. You know, since it's a Visual Basic program and you're running it in Excel, then you're basically just going to have to trust this guy, both in his integrity of not putting anything viral in there, which I think is a fair assumption that he wouldn't do that, but also that he is running a safe enough shop that no one else has been able to slip in and add anything to his program. So we don't know anything about the program. We can't fix it for you. I know a little bit about running it. I'm playing around with it, and we'll be glad to help all I can. But who really knows what we're getting into with it? So this is sort of a experimental process, and you need to be just weigh the pros and cons against your environment. Frankly, if I were doing this at Mission College, I would do it on my laptop without hesitation, or my computer without hesitation. So it's just a matter of your feelings about viruses and this sort of thing, and but it's something we don't know a lot about. But this program that we've downloaded here is going to take the tab name, match it with an email address, and mail it to that address. So we'll get this thing going. And so we have two types of templates, and the one that we're going to use here, these functionality, I won't come back to the screen again, so let me just point it to. These functionalities here are really nice. They don't do too much that you can't already do in Excel, but if you just want to have this on your computer and send out just sheets to people, or the whole active sheet to people, you can work with the work. So this is just, these functionality right here is just for you sitting in front of your computer and popping out just a sheet whenever you feel like it. So it really isn't part of our worries now about sending out bulk emails, but this little button right here is. And so let's open that, and what that's going to do is the Visual Basic is going to insert a sheet that looks like this. Here, by the way, is the URL to go and get this program. Okay, it'll get you there sooner or later. It's actually a little bit of a couple things you've got to go through, but that's the simplest way to show it to you. And we're downloading the program called RDB Mail, and you run it. Okay, and what you do is you're going to build this template down below, and I'm going to explain each of the details as you go along. Then you click send emails, and it automatically sends the email. If you've got yes here, this sheet will go there. This file name, which is the name of the sheet of the workbook that we're sending, it'll be there. This will be the email address of the person getting it, and then there's more on further to the right, which I'll show you when we get there. So what we've got to do is to build this this deal here, and so we're going to build it from this sheet. There we go. Took me a minute to find it, but we got back to it. And so we'll build it from this sheet right back here that we made. Okay, recall this one? All right, so this one gave us the name and the email address for each of the departments. So I'm just going to copy this. Like that. This actually works very simply. All right, and let me see if I can get back to my working in my little video recording way here is a little bit confusing. Okay, I have to use the minimize screen. All right, and so we'll just take this baby, just for lack of any other thing, we'll just paste it right there. All right, and then we'll start lining these up to where they belong. And so this is the email addresses that we want them to go to. Like that. We'll copy that. I don't want to copy, I want to cut and paste that. Cut that and paste it right into the column where it belongs. Okay, sort of lining up under his example. Okay, this is the name of the person that we're going to send it to. This is the name of the sheet. So this one is lined up fairly nice. We can start working right to left here. So I'm going to type yes here. All right, copy. And I'm just going to copy this yes all the way down. Okay, and we don't want it to be sent to these right here, these headings, and so we'll take those out. Might take a second. So I'm taking out the headings. I actually don't think it's necessary to take out the headings. I think it'll just ignore the ones that it doesn't have an email address for. And precisely, instead of ignoring it, it marks it, you'll see in a minute, any one of the ones that email's unsuccessful, it has a way of letting you know that they're unsuccessful. Let's see if we've got all of them here. A few more. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we've gotten rid of all of them. You know, if I'd built my filter, my query a little bit better. All right, so now the file name, I want to get, this is the to who. I'm not sure I can use this or not, but let's see what we have. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to use the name of the person that I'm sending it to, so I have brought those over unnecessarily. So we'll clear the contents of those. Okay, and then this is the name of the sheet, and the file name that we're using is the same file name of the Excel sheet that we just did. That's test. Okay, that's that name right up at the top up here. Test. It's the name of my Excel sheet. We'll copy that all the way down. Okay, and so do that. Takes a moment. Just watch. I know that you can learn faster than I can do it. All right, and then just going ahead and explaining these. I don't actually have anything else to put in this field here, but you could see if you click on his example, it gives an explanation of what happens in that field. And this one is asking, do you want to convert the cell equations to the formulas to values, which may be something you want to do. And this removes all the objects. And then this is this one that we're skipping is the email address. This is the CC email address. You could see you could actually have two email send it to several people. Okay, and then the subject is going to be what you want on the subject for the email that goes to everyone. And so this would be September departmental reports. And if you wanted to attach another file, you could do it right there. And then this is the important part here. This is where you make the body text. And so something like greetings, and here's a little trick, okay? And it says what to do here. Put alternate in, all right, comma, let's see. And then we do alternate enter, and it adds lines to your text. And so I have attached your monthly departmental report. That little thing, yellow note, was adding problems to me there. Departmental report. Thanks for staying in budget. And then I want to do another line, so alternate enter. We serve a great God. Okay. And then I do another alternate enter. Mac. All right. And then we can, in this next column, rate the importance. All right. And so now I'm going to take this. Now that row, that what we just typed, could be customized for every one of the emails. If you had the disposition to do that, you're welcome to. Okay. And we do paste. And now, so every row has that message. Okay. Now, what I want to talk to you a minute about, it asks you a question here. Do you want to view the emails before sending? If you have yes there, it will make an email for everyone. It will make an open email screen in Outlook for everyone of the emails, which means you then have to go through and click send, okay, on each one of those, which may be exactly what you want it to do. It would give you a chance to put a customized message on there or anything else you want. Okay, so yes is a very reasonable thing to do, but it does give you the tedious task of having to go through and click send on all of the emails. Okay, if you click no, then it will make the emails and put them in your and send them. What I do is disconnect my Outlook from the internet so my emails don't go out, and that puts them all in the outbox. Okay, and so now if you have the latest version of Excel, you'll get a little the latest version of Outlook, you'll get an error message that one program is trying to send and automatically send an email. Is this okay? You have to do that every time. And I will show you how to cut that off. But let's just go ahead and send the emails right here, right now. Let's see what happens. Okay, and in the background here, You can't see it. It is producing. I put yes right here. I had yes, and I am getting on my screen outside of the part you could see. I am getting emails being produced like crazy. Okay, so I'll put it on pause, and then once it's done doing its work, we'll show you what I've got. Okay, and so now you can see I just have a whole bunch of emails here ready to be sent. I can put in my own personalized message, and then I have to click send. Okay, and then my Outlook's not set up right here to do this. I go through and click send to get them all to go out, which may be exactly what you want. Okay, now the alternative, and let's see if we can run it that way. Let's just run it again. Okay, we still have the file here ready to go, and now we'll run it again. This time we'll switch this thing to no. Okay, and let's look at what happens when you go no. By the way, let me mention to you that if it puts a red mark in the screen, it means the emails for some reason did not get made correctly. Okay, so those right here would be 3. You would have to investigate why they did not work. Possibly because that they have this right here. You'd have to, what I would do is I would go and investigate the tab and make sure that my tab name matches this exactly. My guess is that long name for the department cut off on the tab creation is not cut off on this one, and so it needs to, you know, you can see it here. That my guess is that little slanting line is causing the problem. I'm sure there must be a name. I'm sure Sophie's going to have a smart remark to say about that little forward-leaning thing. You know, the ones that didn't go out are the ones that had the slanty lines that may be causing the problem. Okay, so let's try sending it again, but now this time with no, and let's just look what happens. Okay. And it's all done, and now they're all in my outbox. These ones that you're still seeing here are not from that batch. Let's just get Outlook open here. Right here we go. So here are the ones that have all gone into my outbox, and they're sitting there because I don't have it hooked up to the internet, or they would have gone straight on out. Now, one little thing that we have to pay attention to, if I can get it on the screen for you, is if you had done that last little process, you would have gotten an error message. And what you need to do to get that error message to go away is go over here to Options. Okay, let's keep it all in the recording area here. And to, let's see, you might have to fumble around here a minute to find it. Trust Center Settings and Programmatic Access right here. And so this should be always warn me about suspicious activity. Well, what that's going to do is every time the Excel program is trying to send the email, it's going to put up an error message that you've got to say, okay, okay, okay. So only for the time you're running this program, switch it off to never warn me about suspicious activity. Run the program, then come back over here and cut it off so you don't have to sit there and click okay, 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 okay. Okay? And so that is the way to use this little program to automatically send out emails of the expense report in Excel. And I hope that you found this useful, and I'd appreciate it if you let me know. Especially, it seems like a few places I sort of stumbled around. Please make sure that you register any questions or confusions or comments about this just in the space below this video, and I'll get the message and try to get in and explain better wherever you're confused. So thank you for watching, and I've got an exciting set of videos coming up after this one I can't wait to make. And so I will see you next time.